What up, Tank?
Hey, what up, Cole, man?
Man, what's going on, brother?
Man, I'm out here trying to fight this this pilot, man.
What?
Oh, man.
Boy, I already got my prescriptions and shots on deck for them things. Just like taking a vaccination, dealing with this thing for real, boy.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
man. Look, like it's almost like crack out here, man. I be high walking around here.
That
man.
part.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode. Dogs, cats, children, whatever. But I got a special guest in the building.
Yeah.
And we got Auntie Linda in the house.
Yes, sir.
Auntie.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Now, Auntie Lemon used to be a backup dancer for Bad Boy back in the day. Now I'm just playing. This is Auntie Linda, man. This woman, I can give her so many titles, from as a second mother to a nurturing, caring person. It's just so many titles I can give this woman here. I'm glad that she came on the show today to share her thoughts on employment. She gonna school y'all some employments, the do's and don'ts, and what do you do if XYZ. So she gonna drop some game for us today. I'm blessed to have her again. Thank you for coming on the show, Auntie Linda. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
For the invite, and I'm glad to be here, and hopefully I can give some insight, some little nuggets on what you should and should not do, or what pay attention to, what have you.
And I appreciate that, man. Like, it's a blessing, for her just coming in here, taking the time out her busy day just to come in and just bless her with some knowledge. So,
Right.
You ready, man? Let's talk about that George Foreman.
Hey, man. That's a deep one, man. George, man, George did a lot for the culture, though, man.
A lot, man. The oldest boxing champion in history.
Right.
He came back and beat Michael Moore at 40 years old.
Right.
Nobody rocking with that now.
Nah, man.
And Bad ain't even rocking with that.
Nah.
So George Foreman, his grills made a lot of people lose weight, including himself. So.
It did. Who didn't have a George Foreman
Right, that
grill?
part. Then Ninja took over, and I'll be like, so... but R.I.P. to George Foreman, man.
76, man.
76 years old, man. It's like, man, he died in Houston, man. The life expectancy is like 70 or above.
Right.
So once you hit 70, you did good, especially with the life expectancy,
Right.
though. He had, 12 kids?
12, man.
Ooh, boy.
Well taken care of, too.
Right, yeah, that part, boy. It's a lot of cheering, dog.
Right,
boy.
man.
He was shooting the mall up and the back half of it. Whoa, boy. He was married too, right?
Yeah.
Married
40
to his
years.
40 years, man. He owned multi-million-dollar estates in
Yeah.
Texas. Also became a preacher and a motivational speaker after his boxing days were over. So,
And Junior, his son Junior, the one took over the estate.
Oh, okay,
the business stuff. The Junior, man, he stepped right in and took right after his dad. It's hard to find your kids
to
like
live
that.
up that, they carried on that tradition.
Yeah.
He was a 2-time heavyweight champion,
Right.
Olympian, and a boxing icon. So he is definitely being missed. It's like deaths every week, man.
Yes,
Please tell your loved ones you love them, because nobody in here promised tomorrow. Not even myself. So But that's just unfortunate, man. So George Foreman, I still got my George Foreman grill at the house. So
Who don't, man? Who don't, man?
Damn, a ninja. Ninja got the blender on there. Good. I got my grill. We good on the grill part. But
classic, man.
Classic, man. But definitely will be missed. My condolences go out to his fans, his family, as well as his kids. And George Foreman, you would definitely be remembered, man.
We'll be remembered in history, man. We appreciate him, man, and condolences to the family, man.
Right. So let me ask you, I know we kind of took a U-turn on this for a minute. The game of comedy right now. I mean, like, where's it at right now? Where is it like right now?
Well, I feel like it's coming back around. Lately, I've been seeing like some we call OG comedians, but comedians that been in the game for a minute. Right. I've been seeing them come back into the game and them kind of structuring it back to that old way of people actually doing real stand up and like doing act outs, writing comedy and performing the right way and not doing Instagram type stuff like you shooting a movie or something, So that's a good feeling, man.
I'm trying to like you said, they're just trying to go back to the old school way because you can get canceled for talking about certain cultures.
Right.
We won't get into what we
Right.
gonna do, and it will cancel you. It can mess with your sponsorship. It can cancel. It can mess up a lot of stuff for you down the line. Even for a job, they say, "Oh, you talk but that's the type of we deal with."
Right.
It can mess you up, So. The game of comedy, I'm just old school. I like good old storytelling. I like to be dramatic as being a character of their story. And you just be like, oh, you just paint a picture in a fantasy to laugh. And it's just like the authenticity has died. But it's kind of, like you said, slowly coming back, right? That's just my whole take on it. You got any shows coming up? Have you done anything in a while? I know I'm a retirement right now. So I know y'all look like, why he ain't doing no coming? I'm coming back. I'm just trying to knock this school stuff out. I told you I did a segment about school, so I'm trying to knock that out. So
man, I had did the Jack Thriller have this comedy show he do once, like I say twice a month.
Okay.
And he normally does it at Uptown Comedy Corner.
Okay.
And it's called, it's a funny name. It's called a Jacking Off Comedy Competition. But
you can't say that around certain people.
Thriller. Yeah,
you can't say that around some jacking off. Wow.
Yeah. So for people, it's not what you think. It's just like it's Jack Thriller, like just really just fooling around.
Right.
You know.
Oh, we understand. I understand. But
so you have to say that because you don't want people to get the wrong.
They got a jacking off contest. We don't want it. No. We don't want it.
And it's fun, man. It's fun, man. They have some good hosts up there, man. Like top the female comedians, top male comedians. You know, you have like your Flo So Amazings. You have your Erica Duchess and Callie Cals. And it was another female. I can't think of her name, but please forgive me. And then you have your male. You have your Tyler Chronicles, Steve Brown, Jason Larkins, of course, Lav Love, and Jack Thriller, is the host. And then you might have, and then they'll have like a star, like a music star come up there. Like we had OJ the Juice Man. The last one I was at. So and then he also have another one on April the 3rd when I be a part of.
Okay. So see April the 3rd, y'all
April the 3rd, y'all come out and support, man.
Y'all support my boy Tank doing this thing April 3rd at Jack and Jack
man.
the comedy show. Nah, so that's great, man. Congratulations on that, man.
Appreciate
I will be back on the scene soon, guys. I know y'all looking like he ain't doing no comedy no more. I'm coming back. I'm doing this. Making y'all laugh here. Shit.
Hey man, you about to go to California, man.
I'm going to Cali to see the women in weed. That's
and get on stage a little bit, man.
I'm doing a show out there in LA at the Clean Comedy at the LA Comedy Cafe. Right. So I'm first time getting back. I'm kind of doing like a amateur fight, but I'll just left with you. Shout out to my boy Kente Scott.
Kente, man, that's my mentor. I love Kente.
He kind of just put a mentor. He kind of put me in the game on that. So shout out to my boy.
Yeah, Kente Scott, man. A lot of people don't know Kente, but Kente is a pretty big deal, man. I mean, he's played in like movies from Moesha, like different, stuff. Producer, stand-up comedian. Like Kente does a lot.
Kente like my big brother. Like I call him, text him, he always respond like, bro, what about this show? He'd be straight up. I was like, bro, that's just trash, bro. Like, but he'll tell you how to work on it though. Yeah. It's constructive criticism, and I can accept that. Like, hey, if you said this way, this would be better. I said, oh yeah, you're right. So shout out to my big bro King. I'm looking forward to kicking with my big bro on Friday, man.
Yeah, man. I wish I can get up there, but I got stuff going on. But I want to say this right here, not to change things, but I can tell y'all something that I thought was funny. When I first met Kente and I was doing the comedy thing, and one thing about Kente, he don't play about the art of stand-up. And and he tested me, and you like, I'm gonna see if he really been out here doing what we worked on, you know what I'm saying? And because I write, and he don't play about that. You got to know how to write comedy.
Absolutely.
And train. He had me on a live. He said, I'm gonna test you now. If you been out here fooling around, we gonna cut this short. I ain't dealing with you no more. I ain't wasting my time. Man, I was on camera telling jokes. I ain't even know. I was up there for like 45 minutes on this. He don't live in He's like, you still doing jokes? He's like, all right, I see you ain't playing and you serious. But shout out to Kente, man.
Kente.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Yellow Beezy in them news, man.
Yeah, man.
Yellow Beezy was on the run. And You know?
That's on me, baby. That's on. Got that all designer on me.
I know Auntie Linda like, who was Yellow Bees?
Oh
What
man.
song? What song?
Atlanta or what?
Nah, he from Texas.
He from Texas.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. What song? That
He had a song called "That's on Me, Baby." It's like
That's on
that's
Me.
yeah, it's like that's on me, baby. And you know what's crazy about this, man? I watched this dude on a podcast. It was like Charleston White, Charleston White, somebody else, and he sat on this podcast and he was like, "Yeah, I didn't, I ain't have no issue with Mo 3. I don't know who did it, but all I know is with me. I just want to clear my name up.
But he hired a hitman to kill him. When you hire a hitman, you just as bad.
That's bad,
you going down with the hitman too,
Right.
and that's just the law. Yeah,
Right.
he hired a hitman to kill. Allegedly.
Allegedly,
So,
yeah.
I don't want to be like you did it. No, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But
So,
and they say up there, they say back door. That's West Coast. Shout out to my West Coast fan. But that back door stuff in the South, we say playing the cross.
Playing cross.
That's
right.
how they, people play the cross on you like that, and that's the worst thing you can do is play the cross on somebody, man.
So who was Mo 3? Like, what's his background with him, man? Like, I've heard of him, but I've never heard of him. Like, this is the young folks. I got YouTube time machine
man.
music. Oh, mumble. No.
Mo 3 had some good music out, man, and he mostly like had that like sing type rap style. And he was very talented, man.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was very talented.
They was cool.
And they was cool. They kind of all grew up.
So why was that alleged plot murder happen though? How did that come? Were they beefing at some point, or was they what happened with that?
I think they got caught up in that change of entertainment in the music industry when the I don't want to say the Jewish guy name when he created that beef type thing.
Oh, so he just kind of pent that. He just kind of pent that.
Because it sell the beef sell.
Drama sales.
The drama sales.
That's 100%. Drama sales.
And
Drama sex for sure, without question. Capital murder means the capital murder means to some of y'all, folks that don't understand, it means hiring for somebody. So if somebody hires somebody to kill you, that's capital murder. So. You want to stay away from that because somebody gonna squeal.
right.
Somebody gonna squeal. They be like,
Hey, when you get a certain age, man, you can't be out here 40 years old talking about you standing on business, man. Like I'm not doing no time for nobody.
Oh no, not at all. I'm past the halfway life expectancy. No.
You talking about snitching? Ain't no such thing as snitching. I'm like, look, I ain't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So. I don't, I don't know if he's guilty. I don't know the whole story about it. Like I just know that he was on the run. They called him, boom, and now, like you said, they had a pocket. They was cool.
Yeah, they was.
So let me ask you this: with the hip hop and rap beat, why? It's like, why are we as people receptive to that? Like we pin each other, we go at each other, we make diss records and that record. And the thing about it, I thought about today about Tupac when Tupac and Biggie had that thing. How do you diss Biggie from the East Coast when you from Harlem? You're from New York originally. It's like me saying I'm gonna diss Chicago and I'm riding with Atlanta. That doesn't make any sense. And you're from New York originally, so. Why does that narrative fall in with black people dealing with the hip hop culture, though? It's been going around for years, of course, but it's like somebody got to go at it. Somebody got to do it.
Right.
Now, if you just joking, I think like Ricky Ross and Officer Ricky and 50 Cent, I think they just being comical, and I'm cool with that. And it's funny, it's entertaining.
It's entertaining.
But you got people that's dying and getting killed over this type of stuff, right? And it's like a whole nother level with that
because they don't read, they don't understand, they don't know how to take. And people try to say, I came out the streets. People don't read. They take everything for what it is. They think everything real. Like I never say F California, F Chicago, F Detroit. I got family everywhere.
Right, absolutely. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like I love everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna never do that.
Right. That's the same thing in Chicago. Like I know South Side don't like the North Side and so forth. I'm cool with anybody. If you from Chicago, the South Side, wherever side, we good. I don't I'm old and I'm mature now. I'm not
Correct.
in that mindset to say, "Oh, you read that?" Nah,
Correct.
Nah, and I think as people, like you said, we need to educate ourselves. We got to break that
cycle,
mindset,
that mentality.
right?
Yeah.
100%.
You gotta break it, man.
So, man, R.I.P. to Mo 3, man.
R.I.P.
So,
R.I.P. man.
y'all stay tuned for that. Auntie, the spotlight's on you. She looking like, she like, what I do, Auntie? I ain't do nothing yet. So, you retired, living life. You enjoyed it. You put a lot of work, for the corporations. You done seen it. You done seen it all. Like and we ain't gonna go way back, but you can kind of backpedal on some things from like the corporate America now to from the time that you were working. Like, how has that changed?
It has changed. Really not so much. Really not so much. I don't know. I'll talk about one experience that I had in my very young days. Growing up in Marietta. Actually, I was the first black person ever worked at the driver's license place.
Okay, well, I got history in here. Women month. Look at her.
Yeah.
She said, I'm the black woman that was there. Go ahead, Auntie.
Right.
So at any rate, I was working there doing really good, seeing everybody come in and so forth, taking the pictures, and all that stuff. So anyway, the head guy hired one of his cousins, and she wasn't working out good, or, it just wasn't working for her. Mm-hmm. So anyway, long story short, they said that I stole a Coke, fired me. I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, lost my job. So I was telling this guy about it named Hugh Grogan. I don't know if you remember him from Marietta, but he was like a SCLC guy. So anyway, I was telling Hugh about it. I'm like 19 years old. Right. I lost my job. You say I stole a Coke, So anyway, he knew Maynard Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, took me down there
okay.
to see Maynard Jackson. We sat in his office. The next week, I had my job back.
Damn.
So that was my first real experience about the work world.
Right.
But what I have learned over the years is that, be it black, white, whatever, management gonna stick together.
Right.
100%. 100%. And
no matter if you're right or wrong, or different, whatever, management is gonna stick together.
Right.
And so I learned that pretty quick, and that is what really helped me get over the work world.
Because that was a principle that you just kind of stuck with for all those years. Like, no matter what happens,
I had to be able to play the game.
Right.
Especially back then.
Right.
So I heard you mention them playing the game, because that's a very important part of the corporate when it comes to us. So like,
oh my God.
Like, what is your stance on that? Like, going in, like, you know what I'm saying, just playing the game to survive.
Right. Keep your job.
Well, my stance on it was play the game, play it well,
Right.
But then when I was at Lockheed, I learned a lot of stuff about what they can and can't do. So because I was a shop steward. So when I learned that part, and then plus how they do and so forth, I didn't have to play it the way they wanted me to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But when I left Lockheed and went to corporate America, being that I knew how to play the game, but I knew what they could and could not do, I don't know. I was kind of like a little force to be reckoned with. but they still do it.
Right.
They do it because they can.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know, how it goes, and they do end up losing their job or getting looked over for, promotions, or getting lied on. It's kind of like dog eat dog world.
Right.
And like I said, it's with management, upper management, I didn't really see a black or white thing. It's just management. That's just who they are.
Right.
So let me ask you this.
I don't know. I'm just glad I'm not working in it.
Let me ask you this. Do you think when it comes to promotions and promoting within or whatever, you think, is it like the favoritism of that manager between that particular employee? Does that play like like I like him or I don't like her or that game. It's like a game, like you say in a sense. And they have they have control to pick who they want to or recommend for them to get that position. You think that's like more got something to do in the workplace, like heavily?
Yes, of course that happens.
Right.
Of course that
Right.
happens. Yeah. I will venture to say maybe not as much as it did happen in the past.
Right.
But it still does.
It still
happen.
exists.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
100%. 100%. I agree.
So, but yeah, you have to work to make your living. You have to be there. So just I don't know.
Speaking of, you said shop steward. By the way, shop people that don't know what the shop steward is, that's with the union. I do. Sometime on the show, I will have somebody here that's working for a corporation that's trying to get a union. So that was going to be really great. I'm looking forward to that person. So because people don't know what unions do, and when you're in an at-will state like Georgia, and there's a few other states that do have it, they can fire you for anything, anything at any purpose. A union can back you up. So I'm not going to get into the whole detail about the union, but I want to get somebody on the show sometime in the future, and they're going to discuss the importance of having a union. And then you just not, like you said, you don't have anybody to speak for you or back you up, and we can just fire you because we feel like you're being too loud. So whatever case outspoken. So so
and that's like you speaking on a union, it is very important because when you dealing with HR always gonna be for the company.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. And that's so funny you mentioned that because on most jobs now, even if it's not Fortune 500, they'll have this little thing saying, if you have any problems, go to HR. That's a trick.
Right.
Tell them, y'all, it's a trick. Their open day policy is not for us.
Oh my God. And it happened to me right before I retired. And it was a trick. And the only thing the reason I didn't take it further is because I knew I was about to retire.
Right.
Like, you know what? I can't believe it's a trick.
You seen what you've seen enough, and you said I'm good.
Yeah.
Right.
But they'll have it documented there.
Oh yeah.
And HR is for the company. They even give you this 800 number to call.
That open door policy is not for y'all. Do not go be like they not your friend. They let you drink some water, chill on the cloud, eat a little cookies, and talk to them.
See, and that's why you have to be careful with those surveys that they send out.
She schooled me on that because I'm honest and transparent. She was like, oh no, that's why your employee numbers are tested.
Right. Because you have the younger, energetic people coming in. I'm going to fill this survey out, put my name on there too.
Yeah.
And you don't.
Come here.
Right.
Take your badge and get your stuff.
Right. So,
So corporate America is definitely cutthroat. And I just think that people need to take heed of that. And that's why me and Tank, we elaborate so much on you getting a skill, whether it be a plumber, a welder, IT, you fix cars, something like that. Because when you got that skill, they can talk, say, what? I got this, boom, boom, boom. And they're kind of back off from you because you got them, and they need you to do that. You got a job. What's your favorite word? You're
what?
Replaceable.
Everybody's replaceable. That's right.
She loves that. It's replaceable.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I'd also like to say that how some people just think the job is just they're everything. Some people live that way. You're replaceable.
Right.
Now you want to say it now.
It's so important to know that you are replaceable.
Correct.
It's like, you can have it one day and it's gone the next day. And they don't think about it. You're replaceable. They'll replace you that next day that you're gone.
Right.
So,
it's just, dealing with, like you said, corporate America 9 to 5. It's a doggy world. I tell people, I don't understand why people post their uniforms and post the corporate. I don't do none of that. I get my paycheck and I go home. I'm sociable with certain people. They're cool.
But they be happy about their jobs. They don't know. They be really happy about their jobs.
But you got to understand this though too. When you're dealing with the workplace, they're like you said, they're not for you. You get your money and you go home. That's it. And people are brainwashed from that company and they will defend that company. Even though they treat them like dog shit, they will still be like, hey, I'm like, are you serious? The thing that kills me the most, Hank, is that when they do like the parties and pizza and shit, wings,
nah.
I be like, hell no, bitch, I need a gas card. I need a grocery card. I don't want no damn pizza and wings.
Right.
I got a favorite pizza and wings spot I go to. I don't need none of this shit here. Barbecue, oh yeah, they got a little booze and all. We no, nigga, I need a gas card. I need Publix gas card. I need a mortgage paid. No.
Yeah.
And people be so strong about eating at a company.
Yeah.
No.
They bought us some Papa John's,
My
dog.
goodness. I be like,
But I'm gonna tell
It's a
you,
pacifier.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, man. When you start working for these corporate jobs or any job, when you sign on that dotted line, change your mentality as you going to work as a business for yourself.
Right.
Try to, because when you do that, do the best you can at that company. You always, because you want to do the best for the company. Because once you sign that contract, it's for the company, but it still will help you grow. It'll help your mindset.
Right.
Because anytime I go in as a contract, anytime I go work for any company, I'm always professional.
Right.
You know, I'm whoever I am, my personal person. I change different people. When I'm a comedian, I'm that.
Right.
When I go there, I'm that.
Right.
And I'm gonna give them
Exactly.
100% of me, and I'm gonna do whatever best for that company.
Right.
Because that's how I get paid.
That's how
you
you
see what I'm
eat.
saying?
Exactly.
So,
100%.
but then it also helped me outside of there mentally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can learn a lot from that. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So, yeah.
100%.
So it's some good to it. I just want to tell people, don't look at it negatively and be like, oh man, I ain't doing this. They want me to do that, man. No, I
You
ain't.
have to do it.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Right.
Just-
Now, I'm not saying working at a workplace is negative.
Right,
You just
right.
got to just use it, like you said,
Right.
use it for what it's worth.
Use it for what it's worth.
Take the pizza and wings home with you. Don't be on
Right.
Instagram.
The favorite thing is, what can I do to help make this company better?
Right.
That's what you do. What can I do to help make this company better? I'm telling all the young people, wherever, when you first get in there, what can I do? Not what can I do to make myself better.
Right.
What can I do to make this company better? And it'll take you a long way.
Right.
You know, is it any kind of training you can send me to that can help? I can help where I can benefit this company.
Right.
Yeah, that's what.
That's a great attitude.
That's a good investment. Well, I appreciate you, Auntie. We're gonna have some more questions for you in a little bit, so you can sit back out and just be like,
Okay.
I'm messing with you. Speaking of news, man, you know the twin boys, our black murders are being covered up, man. You heard about the twins, Quadir and Nazir Lewis were found dead in Bell Mountain in Georgia, March 8th.
Right.
They suffered gunshot wounds, and people say at first they said it was a suicide. I was like,
Right.
nah, I don't. Yeah, and them kids ain't killing themselves. Not no 18-year-olds. Nah.
Nah.
So it's just and the family's investigating as they should.
Yeah,
And then,
finally.
so
Yeah.
word on the street is that they caught the alleged person that did it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's still an ongoing investigation, and it's unfortunate because the boys had a bright future, man.
Yeah, they did.
They had a bright future, man. That's really heartbreaking.
They did. I think it was like I don't want to get it wrong, but was it like some type of designers or something?
They was on the clothing line.
Clothing line,
They
yeah.
was about to travel to Boston to kind of build that up, and they didn't make the flight.
Some old hater stuff. there, man. Yeah.
You know,
See-
hold up, you know. So
See, this is why, man. Like when stuff like that happened to innocent people, this is when the law need to change, and because I believe in an eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying? So like when you do stuff like that, I think when they take you in, it should be done to you if it's not self-defense. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Self-defense something different, but when you just randomly kill some innocent people like that, I think it should be given back.
I say this: if they ever do a purge in America, boy, it's gonna be a lot of people. It's gonna be a lot of dead bodies, boy. You get 20. You get 20. Was it 12 hours to kill somebody? Don't go to jail.
Right.
It's gonna be on, bro, for real. So y'all stay tuned for that, man. We'll find out more information on that. But I do know that they were found in the Bell Mountains.
Yeah,
both of them.
Both of them.
It was
Sad story.
Who else you think might be involved though? Because it's like you got two twin boys that's
Right.
graduating from high school, and they didn't make the flight. They both found the mountains.
Because I think they got one guy, but I think he had help.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It's
Most
no
definitely.
way possible that one guy can kill two teenage
Right.
boys.
Right.
You know how strong teenage boys. I don't care how skinny they is.
Right.
Them teenage boys be strong, man. So
you think some people wasn't involved in it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
man.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised too. But
that's sad, man.
it's heartbreaking because just everybody gonna have their time to go. It's so young, 18 years old. They just really opened a jug of milk, So
Right.
it's unfortunate. So R.I.P. man, condolences.
R.I.P., man.
As we find out more information, we will keep y'all locked in when we find more highlights on the story. We just kind of get in the embryo stages of the story. So
Right.
all right, another rapper shot.
Yeah, man.
Lord have mercy, why? So Texas rapper Sauce Walker shot in Memphis, Tennessee, along with artist Say So P. Yeah, was shot and killed in an altercation as well. Memphis is a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Whew. When I tell you it's that, and I'm trying not to be nothing negative on Memphis, but you just can't be walking around saying I'm lost. Oh, no. The best place you can do is stay downtown by the bus station until it's time for your bus to be called. Go to the nearby convenience store. Do not wander off in Memphis. The same way in Chicago. Some places, and even in Atlanta, you can know.
Right.
So you just can't be hi.
Yeah. But
Come on over here. But what's your take on that?
I don't want to say Memphis. I know what they say about Memphis on the internet. Memphis is really, a lot of these places really not that dangerous. It's what you doing and what you putting out.
Right.
Because you can't be on Instagram and all this stuff flexing money.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that. You know,
True.
nothing against them, but people out here hungry, man.
Oh,
So you put yourself in a position you don't have to put yourself in.
Right.
You know, for entertainment purposes. So that's always been a part of the game.
Right.
You know, if you go back in history, like when you had drug dealers out here, you had the robbers.
Right.
And the robber drug dealer, they charge it to the game and they move on.
Right,
But
right.
you knew, hey, you had to be out of sight, out of mind. You can't be out here flexing.
Man, I mean, like the violence on our culture, like it affects us as people, man. And it's like I said, it's like I told you about the Tupac thing and the Biggie thing and stuff like that. And it's
Right.
like now it's just like we're older, so we
worse.
see this generation doing it. It's like music used to be like a place you can lay your head down and relax.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, you come home from a long day from work or out. Man, go ahead and put some of that Sade on there.
Oh yeah.
Smooth operator, you know.
Right.
You go ahead and put some Luther on there, but now it's like So I mean, it's like now it's just fighting. I'm killing.
Right.
It's like I want to,
Right.
It's no authenticity in music no more.
Right. It was our safe haven. Cause I remember a time when stuff used to go on. You remember that song Self Destruction?
Oh, yeah.
You headed for self destruct. You know, we had music for everything, man, that was going on.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And the rappers was for the community.
Right.
Like
Right.
it was love.
Love,
Like
right.
and that's when respect, because rappers got to understand now the power of the tongue is really working now.
Right. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's working, man.
100%.
That's real, and it's what they putting out. All this demonic stuff being put out, and it's actually happened because of this. That tongue, man.
Yeah, you
is
speaking
powerful.
that to existence.
Speaking it, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like there's no, like you said, there's no love. Like self destruction was one of those
Right.
empowerment movements. So I'm like, okay, everybody get up dancing. Even people that don't like rap, they're like, man, this is pretty cool, you know. So, but it's taking a different type of toll, man. So,
Yeah.
stay tuned, man. R.I.P. to
Yeah,
Say
say
So,
so, man.
Say
Say so. Yeah.
racial disparities and homicide case, man. Like, whew.
Happened
It's
a
like
lot.
murder, boy. It's like, now we gonna talk about, we gonna get to a stopping point at some point, man. Speaking of murder, let's throw this in about Gary Jones and his fiance. They were found at Lake Oconee. Him and his wife. His wife is Jocelyn Wilson. I'm sorry, I get the name right. Actually, Gary Jones' brother. Me and Sean Jones went to school together at Westlake High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they just buried him last week. My condolences, Sean Jones. You know, Sean. A little bit of information about Sean and Gary. Sean was a part of that iconic 33-0 Westlake High School. He was a part of that team. Was 32 or 33. Westlake people do not fight me, okay? I'm old now. Don't fight me. But Sean Jones was he was a member of the team. He also played in the NFL. He played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he you know that meant a lot, man. You know, his brother was a educator at Westminster. So that's just odd because I know Sean and I know Sean is kind of like to himself. Sean was a popular dude, but he wasn't that big headed. You know, he was very, very well mannered and self reserved. And his brother was like that from what I've heard because I know some people that knew his brother that was killed and it was like they don't know what happened because he's not confrontational. It was him and his fiance out and about, you know, doing their thing or whatever. And you know, they died. It just came up mysteriously. They didn't have any beef or nothing with nobody. Nobody was looking for them, and they just gone. It's just, it's very devastating. It's very sad. It's because nobody knows nothing. You know, you know, everybody. You know, they're still investigating, of course, but it's just. It's unfortunate, so I just want to throw that out there. So, shout out to Sean Jones, man. Jones, my condolences, man, and
big condolences.
R.I.P. to Greg Jones and Miss Jocelyn Wilson.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, so
you speaking of undefeated, man.
Undefeated,
yeah, man. what about that Creekside High School?
Oh
girls,
yeah, the
man?
Creekside. Oh yeah, them girls are there like
yeah, man.
Chicken tail there, you know. So Creekside girls did their thing, man.
man.
So what's your take on that, man? High school sports is totally different. we play,
man. But it's an amazing thing, man, for some young girls to go 32-0, man.
Oh,
right.
That's
hey.
big.
And that was our rival school, Creekside. That was like Westlake. Back in Creekside, they can kick rocks. But shout out to Creekside.
Creekside. And you know, and they had a sophomore, and this girl is decent, man. It's like I don't want to say it wrong. Sienna Dennis or something like Sienna Dennis, man.
I don't know. You know you can't get no black woman named wrong on TV, boy.
But forgive me, parents.
That black woman like, it's she.
but this girl, she scored over like in 2 seasons. She scored over like 1,300 and like 79 points. Yeah, like as a freshman, she like 710 points, and then as a sophomore, it's like 610 points. Like this is, man, it's like wow. You know, as a point guard,
basketball, man.
Right? Yeah. You play basketball.
Well, Lance did. He got one.
You did too.
Well, yeah.
She played. She's the whole. I did the whole back in the day. Be like, she was a center. Now the best.
Now so shout out to Creekside girl. Yeah,
Creekside.
Yeah.
Speaking of sports, man, the return of LeBron James. My Bulls crushed that ass. Bam. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We suck, but it's all good. We beat LeBron ass.
Right.
We ain't gonna win no championship no time soon, but we got that ass. But he came back to do his thing. He did score 17 points.
Right.
He was limited on minutes. He played like 30 minutes, so he didn't really play a whole lot. But you know,
he was coming back.
Yeah, he just slowly coming back. Finally, good news about the Hawks, even though they suck. They suck bad. Sorry.
That's my team.
I don't care.
That's my team. I love the Hawks, man.
I know y'all do. Some Atlanta Hawks.
Hey, man, we made history, man.
Yeah.
History.
With Dyson Dustin, man.
Yeah. Dyson
He
Dustin
needs to win the DPO of the year, man.
Yeah.
He do. Yeah. And I don't like the Hawks, but I will give him credit.
Hey, man.
He is playing an exceptional level, dog.
Yeah.
But the thing about Atlanta's got a history of getting rid of people, though. You saw they got rid of DeAndre Hunter, man. Yeah. I feel like they could have be a challenger. They would have kept him.
Right.
Because Jalen Johnson was balling. He got hurt.
Right.
I'm like, why did you get rid of him?
DeAndre Hunter was it kind of hurt me, but I think they own to something. You know, I think they being like low key about it. I really think they'll own something, man.
All those guys that got brought in are good.
Man,
Yeah.
What you think about Trae Young, man?
Hey, man. Hey,
Speaking of the Hawks,
you know how I feel about Trae, man. I think Trae is one of the top punt guards out there, man. I mean,
And you know, he's the fastest person to get 2,000 turnovers in the season.
Hey, man.
I don't know. Hey, in history, 2,000 turnovers.
But his ability to score, man.
I know my breath funky. That's a funky stack, though. That ain't a good stack, dog. And my breath funky, and that's a funky stack, bro.
I haven't seen a better passer, and he scored at will. Hey, man, and his ability.
Trae Young is not a bad player, but he needs help to help him score. That's why Atlanta's struggling right now, because they don't have nobody that can score like him.
Yeah, he created his own point, man.
Yeah. DeAndre Hunter was that primary dude to help him score, but now they get rid of him, and then Jalen Johnson out. So he can't beat everybody by himself by scoring. So so that was your beloved Hawk. So we're gonna talk about Kevin Durant now.
Yeah.
What he doing?
So who would be your? I mean, look, who is your top 5?
Top 5 what?
NBA
players?
NBA players.
That's a good question. Shoot, you gonna put me on some. Auntie, what's your top 5? I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I ain't even thought about this.
LeBron.
Oh, she said LeBron for all 5. Yeah.
LeBron is.
You're talking about that's actively playing now?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Yeah. We say
actively playing. I would say my top 5. I would have to go with Kevin Durant's gonna be 1.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to go with let me see. I would have to say James Harden.
Okay.
James Harden doing this thing. I also would have to say Tatum until he got hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking of Tatum tore his ACL, so Boston, they will not be a repeat for you this year, sir. Jaylen Brown cannot carry that thing. Sorry,
But
so
do
we
you think he's a good player?
Who?
That's the question.
Jason Tatum?
No.
Jaylen Brown? Yeah, he's a great player, but he can't carry that team.
Yeah.
No, he can't carry that team.
Nobody said
No.
carry the
Well, he did it. He did it. The year they won the championship. He carried.
Tatum was balling out though.
Tatum
was balling.
looked a little lost. He looked a little lost.
They don't play. He don't play the 2 championships. So
Brown brought that Atlanta out of it, man. He can't. He said, let me put on the big boy.
Man, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go with Tatum as one of the players. He'll hopefully get back. He'll be back next year, hopefully stronger. So that's 3. I'm gonna have to go with Victor Wembanyama. He's out too. So I was like, he was balling out. He was like the top person to get the DPO, but he's out. And I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna say this underrated play. He played with the Kings, DeMontis Sabonis. When he didn't get picked for that All-Star, I was like, damn. And he's actually scoring for them. He's rebounding. So it's like But you know how that media marketing goes. So, you know. But,
and I can tell you, like my top 5, man. I can't pronounce all their names real good. You know me.
You taking a grammar class? You taking a grammar class?
Yeah, man. I would mess some names up, but I got to go with Guinness. You know, and Tilapia, whatever his last name. I got to go with Guinness. You know. And I'm gonna go with Luka Doncic.
Oh yeah.
I gotta throw my boy Trae Young, and I gotta throw Trae. And y'all gonna hate me for that, but then Joel Embiid, man, I think he won the bet.
He's out though, right?
Yeah, but Joel Embiid, he's a great player.
He's just an arrogant asshole, and I'm just ugh.
But you gotta love who you are, man.
Yeah. I can't deny his talent. I'm not gonna deny that.
Right. So that's
what about Djokovic? Djokovic better than Embiid.
But I got to go with Kevin Durant. I got to bring him back in now too.
Kevin Durant, he's a scorer.
Yeah,
he's a scorer at will. Yeah, I give him that. He's a scorer at will, man. What are the 5 important lessons that you learned in life, Tank?
Oh man, the 5 important lessons I learned in life. To be a good listener.
Okay.
2, I always was told, don't believe everything you hear. Right. You know, pay attention to the actions of the person.
Correct.
3, be respectful. Respect will take you a long way.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Let me see. This is kind of hard, man. 4, to always be honest. You know what I'm saying? Be honest. Yeah, be transparent. Be honest with people. And that's one thing about me. If somebody asks me something, I'm always gonna be honest,
Right.
whether it hurt your feelings or not. Because I think I think being real. You know what I'm saying? People respect you more when you're real and not saying, if I see something on your shirt, you be like, something on my shirt. I be like, nah, ain't nothing on your shirt. And I see something on your shirt.
Right.
Instead of saying something on your shirt.
Right.
And 5,
I'm gonna play the Jeopardy theme song.
The kind of, I guess, to just try to be good to people, man. Okay. Yeah,
treat people like
treat people how I want to be treated. Yeah.
Auntie, what's your top 5 important lessons? Yeah, we putting you on the spot. You in here too.
You really are. Actually, he hit a lot of mine for sure.
Yeah. Auntie said I decline.
Well, my first and foremost is treat people like you want to be treated.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then my mom always drilled into me, action speaks louder than words.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I think that might be your first one. Yeah. And being kind, you know, I had to learn that.
Right.
And I'm glad I learned it.
Right.
So being kind takes you a long way too.
It does.
And being respectful, being a more respectful person. And I think my last thing that I'm glad I learned is how to work on myself to better myself.
Better
yourself.
Good.
No
wrong with that.
Good.
And it can be, it can be painful.
Right.
You know,
absolutely.
If you dig in and do the work.
Right.
But
absolutely.
It's a good thing.
Right.
My top 5, I would have to say, no expectations.
Okay.
And I say that because I give you a ride every day to work, don't expect to do the same thing if I need it. It's no expectations because you won't be disappointed in that person at all. You'll win every time, and that's just I've learned that. So into that, you can't expect people to be like you.
Right.
They can't have the same heart as you. So that comes along with that expectation. Number 2, a strong work ethic will get you a long way.
True.
It would definitely get you a long way, for sure.
Consistency.
Number 3, be slow to speak, but be quick to listen.
Right.
So I had to learn that. She schooled me on that for sure.
Right.
Many times, like if you listen, you hear a lot. And you only had to say much. You pay attention and you see it. So
right.
Number 4, I would have to say, be who you are.
Right.
You know, regardless of who like you or don't like you, because somebody always gonna say something negative about you.
Right.
You always gonna be a villain in somebody's story. Just be you.
That's right.
Be you. You know, be authentic. Yep. Be you. And number 5, I would have to say, respect and loyalty.
Right.
Your 2 categories. It definitely a long way. You respect people and you be loyal, not just to your people that you love. Be loyal to yourself for one.
That's right.
100%. So I've learned that growing up. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Auntie, we about to hit you with a couple of more questions. We about to hold you hostage here. We got Fairburn County on the way out here to come get you. Now with you. So let me ask you this question. To kind of just write it on up. What do an employee does if they have like a conflict with a manager or a supervisor or something? What are the avenues and steps that you would think that would be suitable or recommend so you can kind of get HR on your side or the corporate on your side, even though they're really not in reality, but kind of just make them like be on your side in a sense or kind of side with you?
Well, you do have to follow protocol.
Right.
First. And I guess maybe you could ask to speak to them. You know, it depends on what level you're on.
Right.
Actually, first you do take it to your supervisor.
Absolutely.
Don't go over their head.
Yeah, you go over their
That's
head.
a no-no.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
You know, you start there,
Right.
and
Documentation.
well, yeah, documentation is always good.
Oh yeah, you
in
have
that
to.
situation.
Right. Oh,
Right.
perfect.
So I would start with my immediate supervisor,
Right.
and then hope the situation could be resolved from there.
There. But I know sometimes we got to climb them stairs, them ladders. So
Mm-hmm.
the manager, they manager, the top
Yeah.
manager.
You do,
Right.
but yeah, just if you do have to go that route, then you do go that route, but you still got to keep it professional,
Right.
Right.
100%.
and hope that it get resolved, at some point.
So you did state it earlier that management sticks together.
Oh yeah,
So I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm like, yeah,
I think so.
yeah. No, you're right. So why, if the manager's in the wrong, let's say the manager's in the wrong, why they won't get rid of that manager, but they get rid of the employee? And that has happened a lot in the workplace. Like the employee was right, but then the manager's wrong, but you keep the manager, but you get rid of the employee from retaliation. You write people up for being late and stuff like that. You know little specs to get you on out the door. Right. It's kind of like a retaliation in a sense. I'm aiming you because this person's a problem because he done reported me to my manager, the HR, and so forth. Right. But they won't get rid of that manager. They'll rather keep that bad manager that's running these employees off. And you've seen it. So, like...
Well, in my experience, what I think, and it's nothing documented or what have you, but I do observe a lot. I think the reason that they don't get rid of management is because management, those people, is a reflection of the company more so than
the employer.
And so if they get rid of that manager, that VP or what have you, they're kind of admitting they were wrong, and they ain't finna do that.
Right. So
that's my take on it.
So what I've learned to get over that is email. Whenever you going through something like that with a manager or something, always communicate through email. So if they ever fire you, because this is a fire at will state, you can always get a lawyer. And when you get a lawyer, they can't fire you. Your lawyer can save your job. I've seen it happen. And they say, no, this person cannot leave until they find another job. Always communicate with your managers through email. Keep that trail. It'll never go anywhere. Yeah, even if you delete it, it's 90 days within your email box, delete it, and then on the exchange, well, that's too much. Y'all know about the exchange server, but it's an email server. It's out there. You can always pull it. Yeah.
And that's game, y'all. That is free game. We not taxing you. We ain't going to that website. This is free game. And this comes from Tank.
Let me say one more thing.
Ahead,
now, and I do just want to put this out here, too. Working is good. Working is good. People need their jobs.
Right.
It provides them living. It a house note. I mean, it's good.
Correct.
And it's always a flip side to everything. Just know that.
Right. Okay.
But working is good. But.
So let me ask you. Let me elaborate on this. When you're the antagonist, not you, but like when you're the antagonist and you say the manager sticks together. Is there any kind of like cross point? Let me ask you, do you think management act like this at home? Are there two different people? Because management can be very, very dirty. You've seen, everybody in the room have seen it. Do you think that's part of them, or is it just they getting the money to be this way, to protect the company? I got to do whatever it takes to protect this company, so I'm going to be dirty, fire, whatever I need to do.
I think that they're different on the outside.
Okay.
I do. I just when you step into that office in the mornings, you put on a different hat. I think you mentioned that. You're a different person, and when you leave out, you're you.
Right.
Supposedly. Hopefully.
So despite them being dirty and trying to get fire the people I just think it's a part of them. That's just my thing, because I feel like right is right at the end of the day. And like you said, nobody's going to be honest. Nobody's going to be authentic. But if you know you're doing this to an employee, you know you're in the wrong, you need to hold yourself accountable. Not you, but the management. You need to hold yourself accountable for your actions.
They don't see it. I don't think those managers that you're speaking of, I don't think they see it that way, though. So,
But I just think that's part of you. I think because if you're wrong, it's wrong regardless. There's no black and white on wrong.
Well, that is true. That is true.
So if you're wrong, and I feel like if you like this a person, and the street is like, nah. That's just my whole take on it.
Well, speaking for myself, even I'm different when I'm in the office.
But if you're wrong, and you've done something wrong to that employee, and you're a manager, you've been a manager before, right?
No.
Oh, you never been? Okay, I'm sorry, Auntie, don't cut me. She was like, no.
I didn't do
I've been a manager. I've been a supervisor before. So,
Right.
and I try to see it from both sides.
Okay,
And-
that's good.
And
you have good managers.
no. It's, all managers are not bad. No. I'm not saying that. No, I've had some amazing managers. I'm talking about playing stuff. So, yeah. But yeah. Thank you for your input on that.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you so much.
It's
No,
good.
thank
to
you for
have
blessing your knowledge.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you Tank threw in there. He threw in there too. Let me throw that in there.
Yeah.
You about to cut me about that management though.
Yeah.
No.
Nah, I'm messing with y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been working on myself.
So
No, you good. You
Been
good. You
digging
good.
deep.
So before we go, what is one good thing that you can give the youth or anything you can say that you can just give the youth? You know what I'm saying? Like,
One good thing I would say, keep yourself disciplined and grounded.
okay, yeah,
What about you, Auntie?
To the youth,
Mhm.
it's so.
We about to play the Jeopardy song, y'all.
Well, I can tell you what I can say though. I can tell you what I can say. To the youth, when y'all out, it's okay not to do everything. Out of sight, out of mind is a good thing. It's okay not to be around your friends every day of the year. You know, take time out to yourself and to be alone, not seen for a while. Be out of sight, out of mind. It'll keep you out of trouble. It'll keep you focused on what you got going on. Focus on yourself and just have that mental time with yourself. So it's okay to be out of sight, out of mind. You live longer. You'll learn a lot just getting to yourself sometime.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
All right, this wrap it up, y'all. I am Cole. I am Tank Cole. Lord,
Hey.
I am Cole.
And I'm Tank.
And this is Auntie Linda. Thank you for coming
Thank you
again.
for coming
We
out.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we gonna make moves
And talk later.
later.
Yes, sir.